Welcome. My name is Calliope, and whenever you'd just like to close your eyes, feel free to, and we'll get started with some instructions for you to follow. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and we'll begin. Our very first test here. I am going to be making a sound either on the left side or the right side. If you hear the sound on the left side, I want you to move your eyes to the left. If you hear it on the right side, I want you to move your eyes to the right. So whichever side you hear the sound on, move your eyes in that direction. So let's get our very first sound. And move your eyes in the direction in which you hear the sound. Good. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Let's try something different. Just move your eyes in the direction of the sound that you hear. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Very good. Now, a different sound. Mm-hmm. Good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Good. And why don't we pick one last sound? Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Very good. Now, I am going to up the difficulty a bit. I'm going to be counting in German, and I'm going to have you try to follow along. We're going to start very simply, just from 1 to 10, so that you can get a feel for how that sounds. But then we're going to bounce around a little and try to see if you can tell what number I land on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 through 10, so that lands on 10. 16, 17, 18, 19. What number is that? 19. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. That would be 57. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. What number did I land on? 25. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. What number is that? 92. And let's do one last one. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. And what number did I land on? 38. Very good. Now, I am going to be touching your ears a number of times, and I'm just going to have you pay attention to how many times. For example, 1 time, 3 times. So, just tell me how many times you hear me touch your ears. 2. 3. 4, 1, 3, 5, 3, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, 4, 2, 1, 3. Very good. So now I'm going to read a list of words. I'm going to have you move your eyes to your right. If I say a word that is a color, and for every other word, I'm going to have you move your eyes to your left. So if I say battery, then I would move my eyes to the left. If I said orange, I would move my eyes to the right. Okay? Tin, base, plate, scrap, cinch, yellow, pastel, act, up, circle, red, book, glue, orange, table, iron, TV, boot, purple, roof, leg, flower, rug, blue, absent. Very good. Now, I have another foreign language test for you. This one's not in German, but it's in Latin. I'm going to give you a word and 3 choices as to what this word might mean. So I'm going to say the word and then give you the choices, and you can tell me which one you think it means. First word. Anterior. 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 Do we think this word means 1, animal, 2, previous, or 3, act? 1, animal, 2, previous, or 3, act? Anterior. This would be number 2. So we do use the word anterior in English today to mean the front of the body, for example, but in this case it means previous. It can mean a few other things along that sort of line as well. Our next word is fluvius. Fluvius. Does fluvius mean 1, flood, 2, cold. Or 3, river. Fluvius. Fluvius means river. Fluvius or flumen. Now our next word is wir. Wir. V-I-R, wir. Does this word mean man, wine, or we? Wir. Man, wine, or we? Number 1, it means man. And the next word is salve. Salve. S-A-L-V-E. Does this word mean 1, salve, 2, hello, or 3, sky? Salve. It means hello. Salve. Or if you're saying it to more than one person, salvete. Our next word is pluvia. Pluvia. P-L-U-V-I-A. Pluvia. Does this mean 1, many, 2, rain, or 3, table? Pluvia. Number 2. It means rain. Our next word is patella. Patella, you may be familiar with that word. Does it mean plate, chair, or metal? Patella. Number 1. It means plate. So your knees, your patellas, that means plate in Latin. Our last word is aedificium. Aedificium. A-E-D-I-F-I-C-I-U-M. Aedificium. Does this mean 1, column, 2, door, or 3, building? Aedificium. Number 3. It means building, as in the word we get edifice from, aedificium. Now, I am going to be making some sounds. This time I'm going to have you tell me how many times you hear the sound. So if I were to do that, then that would be 3 times. 2, 1, 4, 3, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 2, 1, 4, 6, And our next object. One. Three. Four. Two. Five. Three. Four. One. Two. Five. Three. Six. Three. One. Four. Three. Four. Three. Five. One. Two. Five. Four. Excellent. I'm going to read you a little story, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to read this story twice, and then ask said questions. 3:30 in the afternoon, a massive amount of animals escaped the city zoo. Of the animals to escape, only half were recovered. 3 gibbons, 2 ostriches, and 6 giraffes were safely returned. Authorities are still looking for some orangutans, aardvarks, and an elephant. Read it one more time. 3:30 in the afternoon, a massive amount of animals escaped the city zoo. Of the animals to escape, only half were recovered. 3 gibbons, 2 ostriches, and 6 giraffes were safely returned. Authorities are still looking for some orangutans, aardvarks, and an elephant. Our first question is, how many animals escaped the zoo? I'll give you a moment to think about the story. We had 22 animals escape the zoo. We had 3 gibbons, 2 ostriches, and 6 giraffes that were returned, and only half were recovered. 22 animals. What animals were returned? I suppose I just gave it away. 3 gibbons, 2 ostriches, and 6 giraffes. What time did they escape? What time was it? 3:30 p.m., 3:30 in the afternoon. What animals are still on the loose? Orangutans, aardvarks, and an elephant. Yes. Last one. What city was this zoo in? What city did I say? Bit of a trick question. Yes, I did not say a city. Now, I've got some word association questions for you. I'm going to say a word, and you just say the first word that comes to mind. If I were to say the word apricot, what word comes to mind? Good. And what about the word other? And the word instinct. Good. After. Apt. A-P-T, apt. Month. Tail. Bet. March. Craft. Thing. Color. Metal. Spring. And cap. Very good. Now, our next test is a true or false test. These are mostly going to be on science questions. Most of them I don't expect you to know offhand, so that makes it a little more fun. It's just a 50-50. First, Homo sapiens, our species of human, are a type of tropical species. True or false? Homo sapiens are tropical species. This is actually true. We originated from Africa, whether it's East Africa or South Africa, we may never know, but we evolved in a tropical environment. We are a tropical species. Isn't that fun? Next question. The most common kind of color blindness is blue-yellow. True or false? Blue-yellow color blindness. This is false. The most common type of color blindness is red-green color blindness. Now we have pools of liquid mercury were found under a pyramid at Teotihuacan. Pools of liquid mercury were found under a pyramid at Teotihuacan. True or false? This is true. At the Temple of the Feathered Serpent at Teotihuacan, they found in a tunnel, excavators had found pools of liquid mercury that were in a sort of model, and they were representing lakes. And that's not actually the first time that I think that that's been used, really. Liquid mercury actually has been found in a lot of archaeological sites. Next question. Our atmosphere is primarily oxygen. True or false? True or false? This one you may know. This one is false. The main gas that makes up our atmosphere, and by quite a bit, is nitrogen. Next question. Cotton has been used for clothing since at least 5,000 BCE. Is that true or false? Thousands and thousands and thousands of years. This is true. Artifacts of cotton clothing and even dyed cotton has been found even actually older than that, older than 5,000 BCE. Next one. The oldest known pair of shoes were found in Oregon, USA. Oldest pair of shoes in Oregon, USA. This is true. In the Fort Rock Cave in Oregon, shoes, more specifically sandals, have been found that vary from 9,000 to 13,000 years old. 13,000 years old, that's very, very old. Now, I'm going to again read a list of words, and I'm going to have you take a deep breath when you hear a vegetable word. So, for example, if I said rutabaga, then you would take a deep breath, right? Carrot. Good. Sap. Imp. Cover. Fly. Basin. Over. Sandal. Turnip. Hook. Corner. Aviary. Even. Lettuce. Squish. Deep. Go. Plop. Stretch. Potato. Onion. Effort. Ask. Under. Blade. Fluff. Spoon. Garlic. Very good. Now, the next question involves some different words that are part of a group. I'm going to have you do two things. First, I want you to tell me what the group represents, and I want you to add a word that belongs to the group. For example, sun, star, sky. What do these words have in common? What makes this a group? All things part of space, part of the sky, certainly. And if you were to add a word, what word would you add? Good. Up, left, down, What makes these words a group? Their directions, good. And what word would you add to the group? Tulip, rose, dandelion. What relationship do these words have? They're all flowers. Good. And what word would you add? Okay. Red, green, brown. What are these? Colors. Good. And what word would you add? Zinc, mercury, steel. What word would you add? Okay, because these are metals. Good. Topaz, sapphire, quartz. What are all these? Minerals, gems, sure. Quartz is pushing it a little bit maybe, but minerals certainly. What would you add? Good. Orange, lime, kumquat. What are all these words? A little bit of a trick question. They're fruit, yes, but more specifically, they're all citrus. What word would you add? Very good. Big, giant, humongous. What do these words have in common with each other? Yes, they're adjectives to describe a largeness. And what word would you add in there? Bright, light, sight. All rhyming words, yes. What would you add? Last one. Tile, door, carpet. Yeah, things you could find in a house, sure. What would you add? Very good. The very last thing we are going to do is just a little whisper test here, in which I'm going to whisper in your ear, and I'll just have you repeat back what you hear. Plastic, Velcro, velvet, chartreuse, Chardonnay, roll, plaster, Those come in nice and clear? Yeah, it sounded like it. Okay. So, that is going to wrap up our test for today. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today and participating in all these little tests. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Bye now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. A big thank you to my patrons, Patreon. Without which I wouldn't be able to make these videos. I'd like to help support the channel. I have a link to my Patreon in the description box below. I offer perks like early access to videos, ad-free access to said videos, Patreon exclusive videos, and audio downloads of all my content. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a whale of a day. Good rest of your night.